Lieutenant. I'm Shadow Scythe, and today we're going to be getting locked and loaded with Gara. Now, Gara's been out for a couple of weeks now, and I've pretty much got one of the builds that I wanted to do for her pretty down pat. It still needs some fine tuning to be perfect, but really all that needs is another mod to max, or not, my bad, not another mod, another forma to max out one of the mods. But what I actually have going is kind of a full defensive build, utilizing the full duration on her Splinter Storm and Mass Vitrify, and her mirrors, if you want to count those as well. But anyway, what we're going to do is we will do a Maru's Bazaar, well, hunt for the Ayatan treasure, and let you guys see this play out on its own. Why does it seem so quiet today? Holy hell. Alright, let's skip this.
Here we go. Let's find some
Start Splinter Storm, which is on a 49-second duration.
Let's go.
But see, this just makes like running through lower level infested so much easier, as long as you're mindful about the about the explosive crates. And I've procced the Juggernaut without actually having to kill anything. Now, as far as Mass Vitrify, it's a very short duration, but, and granted, it's still a fairly large range for letting it go. But it doesn't have a whole lot of damage. Although, the duration for a level 20 Juggernaut is kind of hilarious, actually. Actually, this whole duration in general is kind of hilarious because I haven't had to really use my weapons, as you guys have clearly seen. I just have to run through stuff. And I'm out of energy now. So now I actually am going to have to use my weapons. But, like, this was the whole point of this build, was to make full use of the damage reduction from her second ability, and the ability to CC with her fourth.
I mean, you're gonna be fine. Promise.
I am going to do more of like a glass cannon build in the future to mess around with, but ultimately this is probably going to be the build that I use all the time once I get that last forma in to reduce the overall cost, which the build will get tweaked as augments come out, as will any builds that I do for Harrow. Or, who else has come out that doesn't have augments yet?
Heavy infestation.
I know Harrow doesn't, Gara doesn't. I think those are the only two right now, actually. Oh, Octavia is another one that doesn't have augments. Oh yeah, well I've got the chance here. Let's get this guy trapped. Actually get their whole cluster trapped, which Those mirrors, the nice thing about them is they will proc Gara's passive, and they are on the same duration as all of her other powers with this build. So I mean, there's really nothing special about it.
I will consider what I have learned.
It's just, it's pretty much just a mass CC build. If you've been playing Warframe long enough and have done duration-based CC builds on other frames like Equinox, then you already know what you're doing here. Just depending on how you do it, it might change. Like, all in all, Gara's gonna for the build that I do, it's pretty much identical to the build that I run on my Peaceful Provocation Equinox. Which, for Equinox, it took 4 forma. For Gara, it's actually going to take 5 because her aura slot actually fits Rejuvenation and Physique. So, I actually had to forma that out to fit Energy Siphon. But here is the current build. Now, she already has the 2 V polarities here to start out with, which is really nice. So if you're doing full damage or duration, makes it easy to get Intensify on there just so you get a little bit of strength. Then I added the 2 dashes for Primed Flow and Constitution. Changed the D into a dash for Energy Siphon and added the D for Primed Vigor. I also have Vitality in here just because of the fact that I wanted to increase her health. Now what I'm probably going to end up doing is I'm either going to add another V polarity up here for Cunning Drift to keep that constant bonus of ability range, or I'm gonna add another D here for Streamline, which either way, or not D, dash. Either way, whichever one of these that I put the forma in for is actually gonna allow me to swap this Streamline for my maxed out one, which right now this works out perfectly, 125% efficiency. I still just like having that 130%. And then if and when the augments for Gara come out, which I will definitely be messing around with those when they do. If any of them come out that benefit Mass Vitrify or Splinter Storm or even her mirrors, Narrow-Minded is going to be the mod that takes the sacrifice for the augment. I'm going to tell you guys that right now. But thank you all for tuning in. The continued support from you guys really means the world to me. And honestly, I probably would have given up on this a long time ago if it wasn't for the fact that there are some of you that appreciate the videos that I make and the time that goes into doing this. So I have to thank you guys for that 1,000 times over. If you guys like this video for whatever reason, hit that like button and subscribe. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and player.me for all things related to Twitch, YouTube, and IRL. And until next time, Tenno, stick to the shadows.